Hey, not much, man.
I love going live for these things. Billy fucking hates it, but that's not my problem.
Well, you're talking me out of doing it because I want us to try and go live too, but we've done a lot of intense staring since we've gotten on the line.
It's just once you get set up, you're good. You know what I mean? It's just getting through that hump. But welcome to the show, Any Podcast. I am your host, Joe B. Sitting to my left or my right, left. What the fuck? Jesus Christ! I got retarded for a second. Sitting to my sitting to my left is DJ from the Untrained Eye, and for those that don't know, he's also dragging the table, the
Hey,
the solo endeavor that. Did you get balls, man? I tried to do a solo thing once, and it just I don't know how you sound comfortable doing it. I guess is more what it is. Like you're comfortable with it. Where when I did it once for a roast, I was so timid, staring at the wall, just like so hey, how's it going here?
wait, you had to do like what? Make a roast video to nobody?
No, so for the Jason Almey's roast that they had,
Hmm.
I was not able to make the live stream event. So because I was a part of it, I recorded my bit or whatever and sent it to him to play. But I had to record it, so I was just kind of sitting here. I didn't really talk to any of the shows going into it, so there were some people I'm just I don't know pulling off what I'm seeing from the internet. It was weird, like not definitely not being live was weirder than sitting and recording something and looking at the wall. Like, all right, so what do I do with
It's
this?
really hard not to have someone reacting to what you're doing. You're just looking at a wall, hoping that later someone is going to be like, ah, ha, ha, I love it.
Ah, shit. But yes, it's I enjoy the show. I think
I'm glad.
I think it's funny.
It makes me uncomfortable every single episode. If it makes you feel better. So I think every podcaster that has co-hosts should try it at least, even if they never put one out. Like you should just try and do it because it's weirdly cathartic. It just makes it interesting, I think, because you kind of, for me, it makes me see where my holes are, like
Yeah,
how much I lean on, who I'm talking to.
I imagine it would help with the word use too, so you're not using those filler words as much with the and like because you're not describing it to somebody. I mean, you are, but you're not.
There's no one there to try and keep that constant, just constant noise so you can feel like you have the time to make your point. You just
Yeah.
are there staring at a wall and your wall's never going to interrupt.
But it's good shit. I'm enjoying it all. But we'll get more into that in a second.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by, or I'm a sponsored by Billy too when he chimes in. By Official Clothing, go to ohfishl.com, use code ANYPOD, and save yourself 25% on clothes like this vibe shirt that I'm rocking right now. Plus some new shit. I got my wife a bracelet. I heard he's got titty shirts now, or girl shirts for the ladies, however you want to call it. Uh, some dope merch, and you're helping a man, not a corporation. Somebody that owns his own business, trying to feed his family, so he can take his lovely wife on some more vacations and take some dope ass photos and videos. Yeah, I like it.
They look
Uh,
great.
and we are on. I am on. I'm not even sure how. See, this is gonna be like a whole month where I have guests, so I'm not even sure how to
You can just say
do this
we're going to
part.
be
We
on
right?
here with
We
you.
always we.
Yeah,
Uh,
we're here with you.
and we are on the Inner Circle Podcast Network. Go to innercirclepn.com and you can check out all the dope ass fucking shows in the circle, such as the Hood Diner, the Home and Casual that does official, Simmons and More podcast, the Plunge podcast, Shit Happens When You Party Naked, the hashtag No Offense Show, Failing Hollywood. We have exclusive content such as Comedy is Dead, The Slimmer Circle, The Sports Show, and now Throwing Smoke with myself and Uncle Randy from your network.
Yes.
On the Civilized Creatures, dude. That's a fun one. I enjoy doing that shit a lot. I don't get to usually flex nut on MMA stuff, so it's fun to have that back and forth with somebody that knows what the fuck you're talking about. It's not just, humoring you like, all right, yeah, I get you.
Well, it is good too, because even though like MMA of all sports is probably the only one that kind of interests me, but hearing people that know what they're talking about talk about it makes it interesting, even if it's not something that you're super into. So I don't know. I like the show.
And joining me is DJ from Untrained Eye, Dragging the Table, who's also part of the Civilized Creatures Network. You got a whole stable of shows on your network. I like the game night that you guys have done.
That's been really fun. The only one I've ever done, I had drank so much coffee. Oh my God. Because I don't drink. So I was like, it's not fair. So I'll just drink a bunch of coffee. I drank like 60 ounces of coffee and was just
Jesus Christ, dude. That's
vibrating. Dude.
That's a lot.
I didn't go to sleep. I think we got done around like, I don't know, 11:30 or midnight. I didn't go to sleep till 3. Like it was no good.
That is a lot of fucking coffee. We are live every Wednesday night on the YouTube channel that you are, hopefully watching. If you're just listening, you should at least come check it in, because with that comes the live chat. And I have to thank Mr. Wutsky, because he's the one that was like, dude, you should be looking at the chat. Look at the chat. I'm like, I don't want to fucking look at chat. Talk to you guys. I get distracted so easily as it is. So to see words fly across the screen, I'm like, oh shit, what did they just write? It's like having a phone up. But with the live chat, we have Heather from Zero Fucks, Randall, who we were just talking about, Chris and the Duchess, the Wutskis, and Mr. Riley from The Plunge repping in. So I love it. I like watching them come in and talk shit. Even if I don't see what they say, at least they're interacting with each other. It's a nice little group to go fuck around with.
You don't go back and read the comments afterwards?
Sometimes, if I have time. I don't usually go back and watch all my shit or listen.
It's really hard. Do you listen back to any of your episodes?
Some of them, more just to get where the Podcoin timestamp is, but I've gotten more efficient at that. Making sure that I write it down or look at the time when I say it. Later on in the show tonight, and that way I'll do it the same night, and that way I don't have to worry about shit. Fucking just submit everything and not fucking worry about it. I have on some of them, but not usually. I don't edit. Not that I'm super fucking professional, because I'm definitely not. But I think with having the show that I did before and now being so anal with that one and this one, I could give 2 fucks what happens. I just do it because it's fun. I like talking to people. I wanted to come back and talk some shit. Yeah, God damn it.
All right.
So
I agree.
Like I said, live chat, got the saw a message and was like, God damn it, fucking my eyes.
No, I know for the Untrained Eye, I don't know why. I think it's just me torturing myself. Sometimes I'll listen back through the whole thing. And the same thing with Dragging the Table. Like, I've decided to start listening back to all of those, like, game tape style, just kind of see where my weak spots are. And it's easy because it's only like 15 or 17 minutes long usually. But it's really hard to listen to yourself talk and not just feel like you're just, I don't know, patting yourself on the back the whole time. Like, oh, didn't I do such a good job?
Yeah, I could see that. I think I did it more with the other one to learn where my mistakes were. Like, oh shit, I said, I think it was a couple episodes ago, I said obviously so many times that you could probably do a drinking game with how many times I said it. It was a little overboard.
Yeah, we're definitely, or I'll speak for myself, I am definitely the and king. I finally just decided to give into it, and if it happens, I can't, because I'll just spiral out. No, I can't. Yeah. I'll just get too wrapped up in it, and I don't know. I want this to remain fun.
How's it doing it with your wife?
It's great. Well, go ahead.
I seem to not see them a lot, but you have like the hashtag no offense, Married AF. I guess those are really the only two that I have an example of at this time. And then you guys. But I don't know if I could do it with my wife full time. Here and there isn't so bad.
I mean, and that's the thing, is like our show is just really an extension of us anyway. Like, it's just, we kind of structure it a little more because we try and find things that we think will be interesting to people that aren't just us. But for the most part, I mean, we talk a lot to each other anyway, and I've wanted to do a podcast forever. So, I've been trying to get her to do one, and, finally getting her to be able to has been, it's been good. Like, it's funny because I never thought she would actually do it, but, I don't know. I lovingly call her the star of the show because I think she's really, I think I don't know what people that don't know us think, but I know the people that know us, like that have known us for years, are like, I didn't know that Beth was like that. I didn't know she was like so funny and like out, just out there and cool. And yeah, so.
What do you think it was that turned her to say yes?
I finally, after years and years, got her to start listening to podcasts because she just was. I listened to like right-wing talk radio for so long that I think she thought podcasts were just an extension of that, and she just didn't really want much to do with it. And then she was a big fan of Tom Segura, and she was watching a bunch of stuff of his on YouTube, and she had run out of stuff to watch or stuff that she had seen. She'd just seen it over and over, and she called me. She was at work. She was like, "What is his podcast called again?" And I'm pretty sure Your Mom's House was the first podcast she listened to.
Wow.
And she loved it. And yeah, she loved it, but she was like, this is too intense for me. Is there anything else? And then surprisingly, I think the next two that she listened to were Jordan Peterson on Rogan and Thug Rose, whatever her name was, the
Rose
MMA
Namajunas.
fighter.
Yeah.
Yes. When he was first starting his MMA deal, and he had her on, and she just was like, well, it was the next one. So I listened to it and I really liked it. And it kind of just grew from there until finally she was like, we need to do this. Let's do this.
That's fucking awesome, dude. I don't even know if I would. There were times like she barely listens to them now. She finally listened to mine. Oh, well, this one. So that's a step in the right direction. And then, sorry, fucking always checking shit. I'm getting like static in my ear that you hear over YouTube. I don't know if you've noticed when you've watched.
Not really. I mean, sometimes I can hear when you guys touch the mic stands, but no, I don't remember you guys having much static though.
Yeah.
You sound great to me, so.
Well, that's all that matters. Yeah, she started listening to him now. I think she's been on Shit Happens When You Party Naked with me. So
oh yeah.
Not hashtag no offense, although that would have been cool. And that's it. But with Billy having like nights off and stuff, it will come up that she's going to sub in at least once. We'll see what happens.
Oh, so we might get a September surprise. That would be nice.
Hopefully if we get this live stream going on Saturday with the MMA fight that's up, then she'll join me for that. She did join me for that one. Well, in and out of putting kids to bed and shit like that.
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. What made you want to do the solo one?
What made me want to do the solo one? I think I tried to do one when Beth had no interest in doing a podcast. I think I thought I could do one, and I don't know, not having done anything before, I don't know. I would just spiral out way too hard and too far and just couldn't. And it wasn't until, we've been doing the Untrained Eye for almost a year and a half, I think. And it's only been like in the last 4 or 5 months that I started dragging the table, because I was like, well, I don't know. Because eventually I want to do like a little supplementary episode for the Untrained Eye, like a little 20 or 30-minute deal that comes out like later on in the week. And I think dragging the table was a way to try and do that. Try and basically see if I could talk about something for 15, 20, 30 minutes and it be interesting enough and, basically worth the time to put on our channel or our feed, I guess.
Nice. How does it feel being the only podcast that comes out on Tuesday?
It's great. You guys, I don't know if you know that the Untrained Eye is the only podcast that comes out on Tuesday. It's so weird. Steve Jobs from Beyond the Grave was like, I dub you the Tuesday podcast. And it's crazy. I don't know why he did that, but I really appreciate it. Welcome to My Show comes out on Tuesday, but only by the grace of the Untrained Eye. Yeah.
What was I gonna say to you? How's Florida? You're 5 minutes from Chris and them. That's fucking cool shit. You're lucky.
Yeah, we could throw a rock and hit their house.
That's a little violent, but
all right, we could throw a rock and they could see it.
There you go.
They could see the arc.
That's fucking cool shit. At least you have I think they do a lot of podcast movement down Orlando. It's Florida. It's like
I didn't realize podcast movement costs money. Because I get
money,
ridiculous money. They're like, money. You want $200 to $500 to spend to just go and hang out with a bunch of nerds? Let's do it. Come on.
I think we're gonna plan our own that is more cost effective.
Yeah, just come hang out and drink and just talk into a microphone for a while.
Riley wanted to let you know that the plunge is also Tuesday.
I have never heard of that. I don't know what he means by that. Tuesday.
He put it in all caps.
I can't. I think there's only two. I think it's our podcast, The Untrained Eye, and Welcome to My Show. But I could be wrong, but I doubt it. But maybe, but I doubt it. Riley, I'm sorry.
Shit. Any big goals for the show? Any plans? Are you out there trying to make it a business, or this is a hobby? We just like fucking around, and this is what we're doing.
I think it did start out as a hobby, and now that it's, I don't know, anyone took notice of it, I'm like, oh, well, maybe we should kind of try and take this seriously and do something with it. I don't know, everything that I've done from the moment that we started until now has been just an imitation of what I see working, Mm-hmm. So anything that I've seen over the years from podcasting, things that I see now that seem to work for other people, I'm like, okay, how can I make that also work for me, but also not be biting someone's style directly off, but try and do it our own way. And I don't know, bring everybody up. That would be what I would really like, is not just civilized creatures, not just inner circle. I would like all of us to rise and just be able to do this forever. That'd be great.
Yeah, it would be nice. It would be nice if I could do this and not normal jobs. Those get in the way of shit.
Oh my God, so much. I feel, I imagine most of the people listening have listened to Rogan forever, and he broke my heart when he made me realize that he was talking. He said it a few times about, the best hours of the day are wasted while you're at work, and I really feel that. Around between 10 and 2 o'clock, Like I can feel that my body is like, I want to do something that's not this.
Yeah.
And yet here I am.
Anything else, normal work gets in the way of shit.
The worst.
But is podcasting enough? No, you got to do extra shit. So what do you do to do extra shit? Some people do like the engineering side of it. Like I know John Buchanan does a lot as far as like editing and helping people produce and making sure that their audio is all right. But he's also old and retired, right? I mean, he's got it. Santa Claus can't live forever. Eventually, he's gonna fall off the roof. So.
I don't know. He is definitely a wizard. I wouldn't mind doing some of what he does. I mean, that's all of this is. I don't know. I don't know what people that don't podcast think of like people that do, but like I know I can say that I don't know anything. Anything that we've like done that makes it sound like I know what I'm doing, it's been an accident. And thank you, thank you for thinking I know what I'm doing.
For the most part, I will say the MMA show I have to research. I think that's one thing that I do like about it is I actually have to put in some time to research where this show is usually just me ranting to Billy about my fucking daughter and family life and how I'm fucked because I was such an asshole and a bad person that now karma's coming to kick my ass because of that mom's curse that you're going to have a kid that's 10 times. The people that like, no, I'm not having kids. You know why? Because they know that they're fucked up and their mom said that same shit. And they were like, nah, bitch, dude, I'm not having kids now. You just fucked up. No grandkids.
I can't say that's not part of the reason why we don't have kids.
I'm sure not for everybody.
I'm pretty sure most people were the worst coming up.
Yes. But it doesn't always bite them in the ass where I feel that I definitely made my bed. And now she looks me in the face and does stupid shit that makes me go, I'm so fucked. As like you're 7 and this is not, bro. I'll send you a video, right? So she watches YouTube. She knows what Instagram is, but doesn't go on Instagram. She doesn't have an account or anything like that. You're not fucking old enough, and it ain't happening. But she, seeing the YouTube, she'll mimic that shit. But instead of like on a YouTube channel or on Instagram, she like makes little videos of herself. Like we have hours of video. Usually, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm playing with my toys and doing like that stupid shit that she's watched on YouTube. But now it's like, oh, look at the comments below and make sure you subscribe. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'll send you the video afterwards. And you're gonna be like, damn, bro, how bad were you?
Well, I have nephews. They're 12 and 8, I think, and they're the same way. They're like, we're going to be YouTubers. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, do it. Come on. Like, the older one, he's got a new channel every time I see him. He's like, the old one, that's dead. There's nothing there. He's like, got to go to this new one. I'm like, all right. Whatever, man. But he likes animating, so maybe he'll do that.
Yeah, my son did for a while. He's definitely, I'm going to be the game streamer. No, you're not, bitch. Like, get the fuck out and do some shit. Like, it just, you're not that funny of a person now. Like, you're not, what are you going to do? I mean, some of the kills on Fortnite have been pretty impressive where you see him snipe some shit and you're like, damn, all right, I couldn't do that now because I haven't played in so long. But fuck, even when I was playing, I don't think I was like that. But personality-wise, it's just not there. How are you enjoying the car ride karaoke's?
Man, I would do a million solo podcasts a million times a day forever than do those.
But you do
like, yeah, but I don't want to. Every time I get tagged in one, I'm like, damn it. Fuck. Why won't they all forget? And you never forget. No one ever forgets. They're like, hey, it's Friday again. I'm like, all right.
I think they're fucking funny shit. I
like watching everybody else do it, but then I have to see my own, and then my wife loves me, so she's like, let's watch yours. I want to see it. I'm like, can't you resent me a little bit and be like, why are you putting your face on the internet?
I don't need these hoes looking at you. They're funny shit. We do stupid shit. That's part of it. Like I think like even doing the live and these type of things, the podcast of the round table, the rumbles, the whatever else come next, comedy is dead, like all that shit. It's fun because you can just be silly and you are seeing people that are fucking off just as much as you are. You know what I mean? Like, and they enjoy it.
Yeah, and I think that's the only reason I can make myself do it is because everyone's doing it. Like if they're like, all right, like anyone has noticed I've never initiated one. It's because I'm too scared to put my own up there and like, what if I put it up in the morning and then everyone's like, nah, I forgot about it. You're just on an island out there by yourself.
That's true. At least you can sing pretty well. Jody B's pretty good. I mean, Michelle's good. They've all been good. I don't think I've seen a bad one. They've all had something. I'm the only one though, except for I think Michelle did I Am by Eminem once. Was it?
She did that one. No, it was that Haley, what's her face song.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, everybody knows. Yeah. Everybody watches those.
But
that thing, you know what,
Carl? I'm the only one rapping where I'm like, all right, everybody's gonna go like country or some rock shit, and I'm like, I'm gonna go way over here.
that car ride karaoke, if it's done nothing else, it's made me realize that I don't know the lyrics to any song at all. I thought I knew the lyrics to so many songs, and I do not. I cannot tell you how many videos I've deleted of just like looking at the phone like I have no idea what comes next. Sorry.
There was one night where I think I did not do it for real, but I was driving, following my friend to go. I think he was going to drop off his truck for a fucking service or whatever. So I was following him. Maybe had a couple. It's that borderline shit. But anyway, allegedly, it was 20 years ago in a different life. It wasn't even me. It was somebody else, somebody I knew.
Her story you heard, yes.
Yeah, driving. And while I'm doing it with I forget what the song was, but as it was going on, I'm like, I don't know these words at all. Like, this is not, damn it, this would have been such the good song to do it to. Like, I don't know these fucking words. All right, well, delete.
Yeah, goodbye.
I was like, what are you doing? You should not, none of this. This is not the time and place.
I have noticed too, at least once or twice, I've been singing in the car by myself, and I'm like, I just wasted a great take on myself and nobody. I wasn't recording it or anything.
Shit. Oh, man. Any big things for the show? You guys going on podcast of the roundtable scene?
I don't know, man. Like that, I have never been more horrified of something. Like just doing this, going on #NoOffense was scary. Going on this was scary. My stomach was in knots all day long. I can't imagine when the pressure is actually on and they're like, hey, we're going to ask you the question first. How many push-ups would it take for you to, I don't know, jump over the moon? And you're like, I don't even know what that means. I'm dying. Please. Can I pass? Someone grenade me.
Grenades don't get used enough the right way.
I agree with you, by the way.
There's been a lot of shows that I would have been dropping bombs left and right, nuking motherfuckers. But I'm excited for mine, although I'm scared as fuck of. Going against a Navy SEAL, Kristen Beck, transgendered. I don't know what Uncle Randy's gonna ask for some questions. I don't know. Just
and
whatever,
he is the most.
Whatever comes out.
And he is like so stoic. Like he doesn't give anything away. Like he'll ask you the most off the wall question with just a straight face, and you're like, I don't know, because I feel like I play it like everybody else. Like I'll play along at home, and some of the ones I'm like, I don't know. I just don't know what I would say right now, and I have no pressure. But like I don't know. It's maybe I'll just do a couple more shows, and maybe I will be ready for.
There you go. Yeah, get some good questions.
He's got some really good questions.
Like, I don't know where you pull your question from, but coming up with all them questions, that's going to be a lot of work. I think I would have a harder time doing that than just spewing out whatever is going to come out for whatever question. Maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like most of those couldn't be, like, I don't know how you could do that off the cuff, like asking questions like that, unless you're, I don't know.
Prepping for a month. Prepping for a month.
All around, being a contestant, being a host, all of it seems horrifying.
I like your Trivial Pursuit game, although I don't know fucking any of those answers ever. And I grew up in the 90s, but I was a kid for most of it, I guess.
Yeah, me too. But I was like, and that's my thing. It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like those questions are not the right ones, but I'm like, well, these are the ones we have. I don't know.
But I mean, it's good because your 90s trivia.
It seems to make sense, but some of it, like, the political questions, I'm like, are you guys for real? Like, no one knows this. No one even cares about this. Mikhail Gorbachev, I just know his name. That's it. I don't know what he did or why or how.
That was the guy with the state birthmarked on his face.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yeah. That's all. That's it. That's all I know about that guy.
Tear down that wall. But that was 80s, so even the 90s side of it, I couldn't get you.
I don't know.
Well, are you gonna do 2000s next? You gotta keep moving, right?
I don't know. Like, I've been buying. Like, I bought this. Do you ever buy something and you don't know what it is, and then you think it's going to be something, and then it's nothing? Like, we bought this Blockbuster Video board game, and I was like, ugh, it's movies. Of course, there's going to be good stuff in this. This game is nothing. It's like all charades and like say a word that would make someone think of a movie. Like, what? This is nothing. I spent $20 on a piece of trash. So I don't know. I've been buying trivia games to just play with Beth and see if something would translate to audio.
Entertaining content.
Yeah.
Trivia is probably the way to go.
It is. I know the Family Feud thing has been bantered around, but I'm not. That's the thing. Here's the real secret, everybody. Hey, gather around. I'm not a very good host. And in fact, I'm not a good host at all. I host things in spite of the fact that I cannot do it. So I don't know. That makes it very hard to do because I have no natural charisma. So there's just no way to. I don't know. I just don't know what people like.
You have the voice for it.
Well, write me a script and hey, here's one of these. Have some of that. Hey, everybody.
And now on KTTY.
Yeah, I'll be, what's his face? Alex Trebek. Is that him on Jeopardy? I know nothing, but I just stand there and sound awesome.
Parrot questions.
The king of Umpapa Balmau.
Is he still doing Jeopardy with the pancreatic cancer or shit or prostate, whatever, pancreatic? I forget which one it was. I know it was a P.
I knew he had cancer. I feel pancreatic sounds right. I feel like he might. I don't know. I read something a couple weeks ago that said that he was doing well, but I mean, when they initially announced that he had that cancer, I think they gave him I want to say a year, but maybe even less than that. So I don't know.
He's got money. He'll survive.
He'll get baby blood injected into him. Yeah.
Something, dude. He'll get absorbed into the dark circles, like a baby dip. Get the blood and fucking all this shit. Come on, Christ, dude. Magic Johnson beat AIDS. Alex Trebek's gonna beat fucking
pancreatic cancer. I mean, they have great stem cells now, so I'm sure he could just grow a new pancreas or whatever pancreatic cancer actually is, or whatever it actually affects.
A death sentence, I know that. That's what they say.
Isn't that what everybody had? Wasn't that what Patrick Swayze and Steve Jobs had? Pancreatic cancer?
Mm-hmm. Even the rapper from, oh my God. It was 2 months ago, 3 months ago.
Oh, think I know who you're talking about.
Old school rapper.
All I can think of now for rappers is I just saw a story with Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh Christ.
Dude, did you see that?
No,
He's
but that
like,
fucker should die.
dude, he is supposed to go to, I don't know, get not for sentencing. He's got to go to court for something. And his family is like, nope, good luck. We're not coming anywhere near it. His family was like, we're not coming anywhere near. We're in fear for our lives. We're not going anywhere. Good luck with your dumb hair. Get out of my face.
Well, that's what happens when you fuck with that mob.
Dude.
Ah, shit. Dun, dun, dun. Let's try to do something. Get rid of that for a little bit. What's up? I just canceled the chat for a little bit. I'm trying to figure out the static. I can hear it in my. I think I have a lot of wires touching.
Yeah.
That. So, again, with this whole project, if you're new to the show, this used to not be here. But now I redid the studio wall. I got to redo some wires. Lighting is coming and ordered. Making some big boy moves for just the hobby and bullshit, and hopefully get her on. I think if I get her on, then it might change my not theory, but just my passion for it. I have it. I like it doing it. I came back to podcasting to meet, hang out with my boys, kick it with my friends and that type of shit. And when I came back, it was a whole new crowd. So I like meeting new people and shooting the shit with them. And I'll be in Florida again. And if you're that close, I know we'll come hang out. But I wanted to, I don't know. I could give two fucks. It's so bad to say. But I just like to hang out and shoot the shit with anybody really. But with Billy, it's kind of different because I'll go into some deep shit with him. And I mean, this is our first time meeting. Maybe by next time we'll get a little deeper. But
I'm sure we will. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, because you're talking about doing it with your wife, right? Like, I feel like it's funny because even though Beth wanted to do it, she finally was like, all right, let's try this. I feel like at first she was still kind of a little apprehensive, but like now she just said it the other day. She was like, she's like, sometimes I'm like, got to go record. We got so much stuff to do and whatever's going on. But she's like, once we get started, I just love doing it. Love doing this podcast. And it's crazy because in a million years, I never thought I would hear her say anything like that, like unprompted. So
that's cool shit, dude. That's good.
It really is. Like I don't know. I feel lucky because I feel like I don't know. Like go ahead.
Do you ever find yourself going like, while you guys are, say that again. That's not right. Like you can't say it like that.
What do you mean? Like
if you guys are going at it or like, just talking about stuff and like she'll say something stupid and you're like, no, you shouldn't have said that. Let's say no, try it again.
Oh, Joseph, have you never heard the show? I am the king. Like even if she did say something silly, I am like the worst at saying stuff that she's like, Beth, more times than I care to admit, is like, are you sure you want to leave this part in? My part. And I'm like, yeah, I do want to leave it in. I think people should know. I get so much that I name episodes after dumb things I say. Like one of our episodes is called concentration camps because I couldn't stop talking about concentration camps. Like I just am an idiot. So, but I think people like that. Like that. I don't know. Like, the only time that we ever, I think, cut anything out was before we had like our Zoom to record directly into. I was losing so much audio recording into our computer that I would get so many dropouts that I would just have to edit around it. And I hated it so much because we weren't going live, but I wanted to like the next closest thing, and editing it just aggravated me every time. So I try and leave everything in unless there's like, crazily long silences or someone calls or something like that. But other than that, everything stays in.
That's good. And you're very comfortable with your craft, sir.
I try.
And you're clean, which is, it's different. You're probably, I think, the only clean show that I listen to.
Yeah, it's funny because we never really thought about it. like it got brought up to us, and it's not something we did really consciously, and I don't know, I don't even know how to talk about it really, because it's like it's never been like a
because you don't think about it, right? That's just your natural. You're just talking your natural way.
yeah. Well, and like how like I didn't like before, because I mean I used to cuss a lot before, but like I didn't like talking to Beth like that, just because, not that she couldn't take it and that she's not an adult, you know what I mean? But like I don't know, like I've worked in the construction world for so long, and one of the things that I see is people just talk so horribly about their wives, and it's just like I can't. I hear people talk just that don't know me and say things to me horrible about their wives. I'm like, I just can't. I'm like, I need to talk nice to you all the time because I got to make up for all these freaking psychos, dude. It's crazy. It's
shit.
crazy. So I don't know.
Well, don't be so hesitant, man. You do good shit. I like your shows. I enjoy them both. They're pretty funny.
I appreciate that.
I wish I was better at trivia, which I am not. Even with the old show, we had a comedian, quote unquote, local comedian that did trivia at a bar. Come in and shoot the shit, talk to us about his shit, and then ask us trivia questions. I did horrible. So I'm not very good at trivia. But I do have two games that, and I'll let you pick. I have Marvel trivia, and it's Marvel like comic books, more comic books, no movies. And it seems like some of them are more like the older stuff, from like 90s and below. None of that. Okay. None of the newer stuff. Or I have a Would You Rather that Billy and I played once, where I don't know what I thought, because it's a fucking board game. So how bad could it be? Because it's family game. But I have that, so I'll let you decide which one you'd like to do.
Well, I feel like I'll fail at both, because I don't know. Like, I'm one of those fake nerds that like I only really became interested hardcore in Marvel stuff once the movies came out, and I'm like, I have a lot of knowledge, but I don't know anything. So we could do that. Stuff. Yeah, I mean, Tony Stark, he's one of my favorite guys. I love that guy. When he turns green and starts smashing, I love him. So we can do that, and I can look silly. I feel like people like Marvel these days.
So,
and you're probably going to get a lot of hmms from me, but
that's all right. I don't cut it out, because whatever. It's live TV. True or false? Fing Fang Foom is a mystical dragon created by Merlin during the time of King Arthur.
I'm going to say that's true. That sounds ridiculous.
It's false.
Okay.
Fing Fang Foom is an alien from the planet Makulu 6 or 9.
All right. That was my second guess. Yep.
What member of the Guardians of the Galaxy came from the planet name Half-World? Groot, Gamora, or Rocket Raccoon?
I will say that it was Gamora.
Nope, it was Rocket Raccoon.
God dang it. I was going to say Rocket first, but I was like, you know what? Gamora was taken away. So, okay, fine.
I think you might get this one.
Probably won't.
What was the goofy alter ego of Peter Porker?
Peter Porker? Spider Ham or Spider Pig? One of the two.
Spider Ham. Yeah, Into the Spider-Verse. I saw that movie.
Sorry, my producer is telling me something. Huh?
You should play the other name.
Okay, thank you. Did you hear her?
Yeah. Hi, Beth.
That's the love and support I get.
You should. Let's not do that. By what name do the Asgardians refer to Earth? Midgard, Alfheim, or Nandalovi? It's not that one. It's not.
I was gonna say the one you can't pronounce is not it. I'm gonna say it's the middle one, whatever that one was. God,
it's Midgard. Come on, that one was even said in the movies.
You know what? Here is my fact about those movies. I did not watch the second Thor movie, and I may never watch it.
Did you watch? Well, I mean, you should. Then you would get the reference in Endgame.
Wait, what?
Did you see Endgame?
Yes.
Okay, so that part where Thor goes back in time and see his mom and Jane's there, and that's where they get the whatever the red one is.
That was in the movie? That was in that movie?
Well, not that part, but yeah, that's where it's from, is from that second movie where she gets filled with the ether or whatever the fuck.
Why would... Okay. Well, I never saw it. I was going to say, why would they choose the worst Thor movie, but I never saw it, so I can't say
that. I'll give you two more. True or false, Daredevil's father was a former boxer?
Yes, that is true. I saw the television program on Netflix, so I knew that.
Yeah, that was a good shit. I was very upset when they canceled it, although I get it. Whatever.
They should have just... I'm fine with them canceling all of them except for, what was it, Punisher and Daredevil. Was there another good one? I feel like Punisher and Daredevil, even Daredevil I could have let go of, but Punisher was... I wish they would have kept that around.
At least for the third season.
Come on.
Like, Luke Cage had 2, Iron Fist had 2. Although I will say the Iron Fist 2 was better than 1, so I was waiting to see where they took that third. Like, it was decently better than I would have watched the third season just to see the end.
What was the thing? What were they when they all joined forces? What was that one called?
The Defenders.
The Defenders to me was so bad. I never finished it. Like, and when they were like, "Hey, Iron Fist season 2," I was like, "Nah, that's fine. Bro. Cancel it. You're dead to me."
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Odin sends what Asgardian to eliminate Jane Foster from Thor's life? Sure. A, Loki. B, Enchantress. C, Balder.
I'm just going all middle of the road, the B one.
That's correct.
Yes.
Sweet. See?
Finally.
I think with the Daredevil, what bummed me out is that they had just brought in Bullseye right at the end of that. Like, he was going to come back in either a suit or something. Like, it was going to be a badass season. So to have that one, it's unfinished. Like,
I wonder...
You can't do that shit. Well,
did Disney, when they let Netflix do that, like, I wonder if they just didn't have faith that their own streaming service would ever take off. Because why would they not do that? Or why would they let them do that and not have the option to just take that and continue it once they had their own streaming deal?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure why. Because I think Netflix is the one that canceled it, right? Like, because I think Disney was taking it off, so Netflix was like, all right, well, fuck you. Because I think they're still technically under contract and enough that if Disney's service, whenever it starts, November?
Yeah.
With that and Hulu, whatever they do, they still can't touch those properties until like either 2020 or 2021. So it almost seems like more of a fuck you, but at the same time,
it doesn't make sense because like they're out to make money. They're not out to like be like, well, I got the better of you, Disney. Like, no, if you could still make money off of them, why wouldn't you?
Well, I mean, Christ, Disney got so greedy that they needed their 50% of Spider-Man.
Listen,
all that whole debacle bullshit.
I stand by that Disney was right to ask for 50. They should have asked for more because Spider-Man. Look at what Sony did with Spider-Man. Spider-Man wouldn't have been worth anything had Disney not built that environment for him to come into. Like, no one was excited for another Spider-Man until he was going to be in Civil War, and then everyone tore their faces off, not because Sony did it.
Yeah, no, I mean, true, but they also made. I mean, I haven't seen Venom, but it made enough where now Sony feels that they can. And the groundwork for Spider-Man's been pretty much laid out, minus everything Marvel has that you can no longer reference. So I'm not really sure what would happen.
Yeah,
What do you
what's
do?
gonna happen to his
You
aunt?
suck him. You suck him through the time hole, right? You do like a multiverse thing, or a different dimension thing, and then you're like, oh shit, now you're in this dimension, and you start over, right? Nobody wants to see another fucking origin story, and Tom Holland is still contracted to play him for like 2 or 3 more movies.
Is it that many? I thought it was only one more.
Is it? How many has he done? Civil War, Infinity
It's
War, Endgame.
and then the 2 of his own.
2. Oh yeah, so one more because it was a 6 deal.
I don't know, man. I know that I'm also I've never been sold on Tom Hardy. I think the only reason that he was good in Mad Max is because he had almost nothing to say. Like I think he's good at giving you the look. I am not a
His
Tom
voice?
Hardy fan. None of it. Like, what do you mean? Like,
Not even Bane?
no, the people that when they made that movie, that was the whole big thing when they made that movie, is people were losing their mind because in the early screenings they were like, hey, no one can understand what he's saying. He's just Batman. So I don't know.
He was good
It
in
could have been
Lawless, but
anybody.
I think he actually talked very little in Lawless. He was just
Just
a
saying.
badass dude.
Yeah, he's great. He looks like the scariest person on earth, and then he starts talking, and I'm just like, all right, enough. I'm dead. Fine. Just please stop.
I mean, Mike Tyson, right? Same type of shit.
Mike Tyson's at least cool though. Like, you would want to hang out with Mike Tyson. Like, he might talk silly, but you would have a good time. I feel like Tom Hardy would just talk about, I don't know, old scotch or something. You'd be like, ugh.
Yeah. He does good movies. I like Warrior. I like
What is
Lawless
that?
was good. Warrior was like the MMA movie where it was him and versus brother at the end. He was like an army veteran that went AWOL basically, and I mean there's some good fight scenes.
Well, I'd be willing to give it a chance. I know that one movie with Christian Bale where he played that boxer, that like washed up boxer. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I had no interest in that movie, and I just happened to, I don't know why we ended up watching it, but I loved it. So I'd be willing to give him another chance, but I'm not sold on Tom Hardy.
That's fair. Headlines, as you know, as somebody that watches or listens to the show, we do weekly headlines. I was off last week, so I have some from last week, but then a lot from this week. And they are brought to you by Podcoin. Because DJ doesn't like to do live reads, I'm going to let him tell you about Podcoin right now.
Podcoin is the application that is how you should be listening to your podcast. Hey,
Facts.
do you like listening to podcasts? Of course you do. You're listening to one right now. Do you like getting paid? Duh. That's why you go to work every day. Well, what if you could get paid to listen to podcasts? Well, Joe, take it away. How do they do it?
If you sign up for Podcoin using code NEPOD, or is yours Untrained Eye?
It's just Untrained.
Untrained. I don't know what's the gap of letters that he can use. Mine was NEPOD off the bat, so I just ran with it. It was like, yeah, that's exactly what I would have asked for. That works. But if you use code AnyPod or Untrained, you get 300 coins right off the bat, and then you just stack up your coins. And the more that you listen on different dailies, you get streaks, which keeps stacking up your coins. And then if you're like most of us on the inner circle, we donate that shit to charity and just get that shit popping. I know you like to give it to clean water.
Yes, indeed.
If you work outside, and well, especially in Florida, if you're out there in that fucking heat, then you want clean water.
Yes.
But it is the premier podcast player right now. They still have some work to do, but they're getting there.
They're getting there one day.
We'll get there. Woman says she refused to give her dying granddad a kidney because he was in the KKK and he was a pedophile.
That's a pretty good reason. Even without the KKK thing, it's a pretty good reason.
I'm dying. Give me your kidney. Fuck you.
I mean, if he wasn't a pedophile, maybe you could be like, well, he's reformed now. He's an old man.
He sees his ways.
He even looked at Donald Trump and was like, maybe I've gone too far. But no, pedophile kind of puts you over the edge of you probably shouldn't get another chance.
I know you guys talked about it. It happened last week. LeBron James filed his claim of Taco Tuesday. What the fuck is that? How can you claim something that has been around, I think, since the 80s? I forget the guy that they said that started, but it was a legit thing started in the 80s by some Mexican restaurant or some taco shop. But now you're like, I say Taco Tuesday, so I'm going to trademark that shit.
I mean,
Fuck
why not
off.
try? What? Well, what's his face? Buffer. He's got Let's Get Ready to Rumble copyrighted,
Michael
and then it's
Buffer.
on. Yeah. I'm going to get, I Love the Ninja Turtles. So I'm going to get Cowabunga copyrighted, and no one can say it unless they give me $1.
I'm sure they must already have that one done, no?
I'll just spell it a little different.
With
like
a
with the, yep. But it's silent. Yep.
Did you see his new project, the glass helmet?
No. What?
So LeBron and his company is doing the glass helmet project. It's not like he's not giving the NFL glass helmets. What it is supposed to be meant as a thing to spotlight players, to let you know that they're more than just players, or they're fathers or business owners or high school graduates or whatever the fuck else. But it's to let you know, like, I'm not your fantasy I'm not just your fantasy football point guy. I also have a family and I live this life. It's like, yeah, no shit. Go fucking score and go score me a touchdown. Nobody gives a fuck.
Yeah, relax, dude. Who cares? Go out there and do. No one's getting me a glass shovel to go and be like, he's more than just a guy who digs ditches sometimes.
and I forget who the two guys that they were that they spotlighted first, but they were both like wide receivers. It's like, you guys are you're the superstars. You're gonna be spotlighted. People are gonna know who you are. How about the lineman that got kicked in the balls fucking blocking for your ass as you ran through that hole? Like, where is that shit? But yes, also, where are the teachers that teach your fucking kids? Nobody gives a... Go score my fucking touchdown. Make your millions of dollars. Fucking wah. I'm just a machine.
Yeah, and just relax, man. Just do your thing and chill. Go, I don't know.
You get
what would a football player watch?
You get to play a game for your life. Granted, it's a lot of work. Oh, you have to exercise for work. Wah.
Everything's a lot of work. Anyone who does anything and wants to do it well is going to put a lot of work into it. Doesn't matter what it is. So just because you sweat more, okay, well, whatever. Doesn't mean my brain isn't sweating sometimes.
I bet. Digging ditches. I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you.
See, you did fine with the Marvel questions.
Yeah. T'Challa.
Amazing Race Canada star Kenneth McAlpine. He was 28, dies after falling 800 feet during his birthday hike.
Do they say how rocky that fall was, or was it just a straight 800 and then hit? Or did he hit 800 times on the way down?
Let's see. Amazing Race Canada contestant Kenneth McAlpine, which that's a fucking arrogant name, I think, was found dead after falling more than 800 feet during a hike on his 28th birthday. Fucking millennial, just entitled to everything. we figure it's a section that he lost his footing on.
Yeah, it sounds like he hit 1,000,000 times. Let me tell you, I am very afraid of heights, but like I am perfectly calm on planes because I know it's just instant disintegration. But no, like that is the worst. That is my worst fear, is falling and not dying. And I mean, at least he died, but it wasn't until like halfway down. Like that wasn't an instant. He wasn't just vaporized.
No, he. It said that he fell 251 meters, which is 823 feet.
No.
Doesn't really say. I'm sure it was rocky as shit. Like you were, according to the outlet, he began a hike on Monday, which was his birthday. When he did not show, he was supposed to show up for a 5 p.m. bike ride. Jesus Christ, dude was in shape or training for something. But yeah, no, it does not say exactly how rocky. I don't have a fear of heights. I have a fear of going up. If that makes sense to you. It's that.
Well, go ahead.
It's the ascending.
I'm the opposite. I'm the descent. That I am like, because like I have to go on my roof sometimes, and dude, I'm fine. I walk up there, but watching me get down, I look like a child because I'm just on my stomach, just slowly like trying to touch my foot to the ladder, like I can do this. And yeah, it's terrible. Like I get scratched up and it's hot every time, but I don't care. Like I have had neighbors come out and watch me try and get off my roof. So
let's see if he makes it this time.
I'm gonna fall one day, but not for lack of, I don't know, low crawling.
My wife will no longer allow me to clean the gutters because she found out that her grandfather died because he fell off a ladder doing that type of shit, and it was only like 6 feet or something. And I'm like, shit happens. That's not gonna happen to me. I'll be fine. But
yeah,
she's
like,
you'll
be fine.
No, let's pay for it. I want to pay for it.
Just get your kids to do it. They have small hands.
Yeah. An Alabama team didn't want to clean his room, so he killed his father and wounded his brother.
Makes sense.
At least he only wounded the brother, right? I mean,
like, what is it? Yeah, what does that mean, wounded? Like, he was sad that his dad died? I mean...
let's see. The 12-year-old, yeah.
Wait, did it say how he killed his dad?
So Rick and Linda McNamara told the news channel that their 43-year-old son, Chad Wanka, was shot and killed this week when a domestic incident interrupted after his 16-year-old grandson was told to clean his room. So the grandparents told the news station that their 16-year-old grandson was told to clean his room and did not care for it, so he shot the father. And it sounds like the son just got beat up.
I would wonder what that kid's background was, and did this dad actually deserve to get shot? Because that is a pretty intense reaction to have out of nowhere. Like, was there any sign that this kid was
going to be a fucking maniac?
Yeah, well, maybe he's not. Maybe the dad was the maniac, and he was like, "No, this is it,
bitch." Yeah. What makes you wonder, right? There's no mention of the mom.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm guessing split home and all that. Or I mean, he could be a widow. Who knows?
The movie would be the mom set the kid up to do it.
Yeah, no shit, right? American tennis player Mike Bryan was fined for making a shooting gesture at the U.S. Open.
Boo. He should have been given a bonus.
So they scored. They were playing doubles. I think it's him and his brother are on the team. They score. He looks at his brother, cocks back, and just doesn't really shoot anything, and they fined him 10 G's.
Are you sure he didn't kill his brother when he pretended? Because
I was like, damn, girl, like that's fucking ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
You're just making the sign.
Like, and they're just like, what do they want people to think? Like, there's no such thing as guns. Like, guns don't exist. People don't die from guns. Don't remind them that people die from guns sometimes. I mean, if there was a shooting the week before, yeah, maybe don't do that, but I think he's fine.
It's been enough time since El Paso, and then he's not. I could understand if he was in El Paso, but he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Rapper removes pro-Putin homophobic music video after it sets records for the most dislikes on YouTube.
Oh wow! So that is Russian bots like working for the man for real.
Yes. So he was a pro Putin homophobic music video, and it had the most dislikes on a Russian YouTube.
That's hilarious. Wait a minute. So it was a Okay, wait. Say it one more time.
Russian rapper and Vladimir Putin supporter Timati has removed an overtly pro-government music video after it smashed Russians' YouTube record to become the most disliked clip on the social media platform. So I guess it was very homophobic, and he's Putin's boy, so he's probably like, Putin's the man, or however they rap in Russia.
Oh, so I heard that wrong. The Russian bots did not come out in force because they would have made that the most liked video ever instead of the most disliked.
Yeah.
That's strange. Like, how would you even... I would imagine it was in Russian, so Russian people had to be the only ones to understand it and dislike it.
Yeah. It's funny how there's a Russian YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
There are so with having the young kids that watch YouTube and all that stuff. Go on, I'll let you finish your ice.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't know you could hear it. I'm so sorry. Hey, everybody.
But there is a lot of weird shit on YouTube that comes from like overseas, like they take American characters, like Disney characters or different cartoon characters, and they put them in like some different animated videos where you're like, all right, you shouldn't be watching this, but because of the way that it's done, it's meant for kids. You know what I mean? Like it's set to target kids. And
is that the stuff that was going on like 6 months or a year ago?
Yeah. Like it's for the most part. I haven't seen it on her feed lately, but there was a long time where you're like, yeah, you shouldn't be watching this shit. They have like, somebody playing Elsa, but they're not talking. It's just more like, and then some dude in a Joker mask or fucking Spider-Man, and, oh, yeah, we're having a baby, and it's like, oh, she's pregnant and all this weird shit, and you're like, what is going on? Like, no, you need to shut this shit off. I don't know what you're watching. I don't know what this is, but it's not appropriate.
That's terrifying.
YouTube, that we are live on every Wednesday, that you can come check us out. Be in the chat, be all that. YouTube is positioned to become the next podcasting giant.
Yeah, okay. You think?
That's what it says on businessinsider.com, sir.
What does it say about it?
YouTube has become a destination site for podcast listening per The Verge, whatever The Verge is. According to a study from Futuri, Futuri, Media University of Florida, cited by The Verge, YouTube is actually ahead of dominant podcast players in certain markets. For example, 43% of monthly podcast listeners say they went to YouTube for their podcast in the past year, ahead of both Apple and Spotify.
So, but does it go any more in depth? Because I would like to know if they just went to go and see clips. Like, are they listening to as big a chunks on YouTube as they are? Because like me, I work outside and like I can listen to a million podcasts a day, and I just, you know what I mean? So, but I just can't imagine. I don't know. That's what I would like to know, is if they're just watching, like, I know, like, Your Mom's House and H3 and all of them, they have like the clips channel to where they will just, take out best parts of their show and you can just watch that. Yeah, I would want to know what their, I guess, time spent watching would be as opposed to listening.
Well, if you are super famous like I am on YouTube, you'll have promoters like SBSK. That's one person. That's not two people.
Mhm.
I think that's how she spells her name. And she loves to promote podcasts. And I could get 1,000 views for $5.
Oh wait,
For a
can you send me
video.
her
Her
information?
Yeah, sure. I will gladly do it.
I have $10, by the way.
It's it was only for a minute long each view, but it's 1,000 of them. And I was like, why would you think this shit is beneficial to me? This is not beneficial to me. For you to, why am I paid? No. YouTubers and podcasters alike have been using the platform to cross-promote their audio shows, and it's possible YouTube eventually creates a dedicated section to further promote this behavior. YouTube megastars like Logan Paul and Emma Chamberlain, I have no idea.
Never heard of her.
Have used their existing fan base from YouTube to popularize their podcast by posting video episodes for each audio show on each dedicated channel. And then, they talk about Joe Rogan's, the H3, which I've heard about.
That's the one that I was going to mention is like,
Yeah.
if you listen to because Ethan Klein is one of the hosts and he is like deep into YouTube, law, I guess you could call it. And it sounds like a nightmare to have like what he talks about having to do. Like he used to go live, but as far as I know now, they don't anymore because there was just such like rampant demonetization that it just made more sense for them to basically do their show, submit it to YouTube, see what might get it demonetized, and then come back and edit it out or whatever. So I don't know. He's talked a lot about it, and it sounds like to me, having your podcast on YouTube, you'd have to have money and time to put into really doing it and doing it to YouTube's guidelines. If that makes sense.
That's a fair assessment. I could see that. As far as if, I got pulled for live streaming the fight on too much on accident and have my suspension channel for 90 days. But but I know Rogan had the same problem where he stopped going live for a while. I think he got flagged. I don't think he served 90 days, but I think he got flagged enough where they had to stop for a while he fought it. Like, I'm showing people shit because I'm referencing clips. Like, if you have a guest on and I show your thing, or if we're talking about something, it shouldn't pull you down. When it's
shouldn't,
because you can watch like those people that do reaction videos to like songs and shit like that, and why they break it up into clips is they're only allowed like so much per listen. But if you actually go in their page, they have a list that it was licensed by YouTube for education, basically. So they give you all this stuff, but you can't only get that if you upload it. I'm not gonna spend that kind of time.
Yeah, that's the thing is like, unless you want to go in and figure out what YouTube's version of fair use is, either you have to do it or you have to pay someone to figure it out and, point you in the right direction. And it's just, I don't know. At some point, it seems to become like so cost prohibitive. It would seem like, because what would it be like if you were like, I don't know what kind of views you need to start making like legit money, but what if, a simple misunderstanding of the guidelines or someone claiming something that didn't, what shouldn't rightly have been claimed, is taking away your revenue stream for however long. Like they demonetize your video or they take your channel down or whatever. So I don't know. I
think with them it's both. You get subscribers and views. Like each allotted subscribers, like 100 subscribers, you can change the URL. The 1,000 subscribers, you get to do something else. So they have different tiers for that. And then hopefully if you have 100,000 subscribers, hopefully you're getting at least 80,000 views, if not the full 100 on a video or something. I can see that, but YouTube for right now is still the most centralized platform for that. Not everybody has Facebook. Not everybody has Twitter. Instagram's a fucking own nightmare as far as because they're owned by Facebook, and
Yeah.
you have to have 10,000 followers
That's crazy,
to even
by the way.
even touch that shit. So for live links, like what the fuck? Maybe Podcoin's the same way.
No, I mean, listen, I don't know no one's going to be able to touch YouTube. But I don't know. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but I just don't. I just think it's going to be it would be a lot of work. I mean, I would be willing to do the work, but it would definitely be something that you couldn't just like, there'd be a point where you'd realize you just can't half-ass it anymore. You just have to really, really just dedicate yourself to knowing.
Yeah. And I know for as far as YouTube, if you go back to like David Rubin and a bunch of right-wing side voices get knocked down, and now even they're saying that with all the Q stuff and all the conspiracies, that conspiracy theory videos will get demonetized or they can get blocked or banned, which, I mean, it leads into a whole fucking wormhole of what should be allowed and what not, but we're not going to get into that right now.
Yeah.
That's for another time.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to read this one first. Hold on. I should have pre-read this. Yeah, I don't want to do that one. That's sad. That's why.
Was it the one about Artie Lang?
No, he's out of rehab now. He looks better than ever.
Dude, 7 months clean.
His nose isn't all flat.
Isn't all what? Yes, it is. What? What picture
not,
did you see?
Not as flat. All right, kind of still flat.
Listen, I mean, it's terrible, but that's a great reminder to be like, I don't want that anymore. To have it right on your face.
How much cocaine have you done in your life to get that result?
Enough that no one could ever speak to him about how much cocaine they do. Ever.
Yeah, ever, right? Like he's gonna be he's the Tony Montana but didn't die.
Yeah.
Like
or maybe did.
He had all them piles.
Dude.
That's not what I wanted. So kids YouTube channel, Ryan, who you ever see this Ryan's Toy Review. He's like some
I've heard of it.
fucking
It's like
7-year-old kid that got fucking 22 million for reviewing toys set up by his fucking, I don't know, whatever.
Check out these Legos, guys.
He's got like a Nickelodeon line now and shit. He's got his own snacks. Like,
dude, you heard about Justin Bieber and his Instagram post recently. Like, nothing is going to be good for that kid. Like, he might have fame and money right now, but I mean, I read like part of that post that Justin Bieber wrote about, just all the drugs and how basically his life was terrible, even though he was on top of the world. And it's one of those things that make you not really strive after that kind of fame ever. So I don't know. Like, I can't see why a parent would want to put their kid through that. That.
At least back in the day, you're looking at money, and even them, like that kid never has to work
ever.
He could wherever they live or whatever. I guess he's probably pretty recognizable for what he was getting. But you could move somewhere and potentially have nobody even know that it's you. And later on in life, when he starts to grow and go through changes, you move somewhere that nobody knows who the fuck you are, and you're set. That kid is set for life. So I can see wanting that. But ever since Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin, I mean, back in the day, it was probably, I'm going to make this money off this kid, charge him for rent at 6 years old. Like, you paying me rent, bitch. You're paying me electricity. You're paying me for everything that you're using. I'm editing your videos. That's another fee out your pocket. I charge $1 million.
I feel like Macaulay Culkin, I know he talked to Rogan, but I think he also talked to Mark Maron too. And I feel like he did talk about how his parents just were the worst.
Well, that's why they did that law, that he can kids working
like that emancipation law or whatever.
The kids working under 16 or whatever, for like that type of money, you have to set up a trust. Your parents can't touch your money because of that.
That's terrible.
But he was slapped with a FTC fine, or FTC complaint, my bad. Ryan and his parents have been slapped with a complaint filed with the Federal Trade Commission over his sponsored content.
What? Oh, like he didn't disclose it properly or something?
Probably not. So it's probably some. They just want their piece of the cake, man. That's bullshit. That's just the man being. The mega popular kids YouTube channel, Ryan's Toy Review, has been accused of tricking preschoolers into watching ads.
Ugh.
In a complaint filed with the Federal Trade Commission by a consumer watchdog. All right, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah. Did they forget network television existed for a while?
He tricked me. There were ads.
What do they think movies are where they're like spraying Coca-Cola on each other? They're like, oh, it's so convenient that these Coca-Colas were here. Like, no.
But even like at the beginning of this podcast, I did an ad. I'm not paid for it, but I just did an ad read. You know what I mean? I'm not tricking you into listening. That's part of the show, bitch. If I had merch, I'd be hawking my merch.
And you're not tricking anyone into buying it. You're not like, hey, man, you're going to jump higher if you wear this shirt.
Yeah.
I mean, you will jump higher, but that's just not guaranteed.
Yeah. Tricking it. You know, that's what that is some parent mad that their kid's not making $22 million a year on his YouTube channel. Oh, this motherfucker tripped my kid into watching this shit. No, I don't. No, I don't. Fucking. How do I get? What is going? No, sorry. Pop-up ad. Nope, don't want that. Never saw that before. Man robbed of casino winnings, rent money after a woman takes him back to a Metro hotel. Cardi B. Shit, I'm just kidding. It wasn't her, but Oklahoma City, a night at the Metro area casino ended with a man being robbed at gunpoint while at a hotel.
Yeah, I mean, was he wearing overalls and no shirt? What did he think was going to happen?
According to police, man was playing slots at the Remington Park in Oklahoma City when a woman walked up to him and tried to start a conversation. The woman, who police call herself Karma,
Yep, spelled with a K also, yeah.
watched as the man won several payouts at the slot machine. She then asked if he wanted to go back to her hotel room with her, where they were met by a stranger. It wasn't a stranger. That was the partner, because you were the mark, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
The only saving grace for this guy, as far as I'm concerned, is if he is very young. Because if you're, I don't know, movies should have taught you enough by this point. Television, why?
Yeah, it doesn't say.
Like, this is the guy that goes to the strip club and definitely falls in love with every single one. Like,
she must love me.
She talked to me. She let me buy her so many drinks.
Shit. I thought this was funny. Maybe it's not funny. I thought it was funny. A straight couple gets an annulment after they both realize that they're gay.
Okie dokie. Eventually that would happen, right?
I guess so. Realizing you're gay after you're already married to somebody of the opposite sex can be an awkward conversation. Yeah, but at least...
That's why you should live together first.
Yes. But how did you not figure out while you're dating? Hey, let's have sex. I'm just not feeling it tonight. We should... Yeah,
I don't...
Headline says
I don't know. That's the like.
Have you seen the video of the little toddler? I think they're, I don't know, some city street. I want to say they're in New York. It's a little black kid, little white kid. They're friends from something. They're like, "Oh shit, I didn't know you were gonna be here." And they run up and they hug, and it's a nice peaceful moment.
Yes.
All right. So this
Very
fucking this bitch feminist says that the viral video showing the two toddlers hugging is racist.
It is, of course. You know.
Because they hug, Mike. Because all right. I'll wait.
No. I definitely want to hear why this is racist. Please.
From the picture they show, the only thing I can think is the white kid had his hands on top in the hug, and maybe the black kid had his hands on the bottom. So maybe that's the racist part. I haven't figured.
Wait,
it
doesn't
out
even
yet.
say why she thinks it's racist.
No, I'm just trying to figure it out because I can't figure out that it was a sweet video where you're like, oh shit, I've had those. Like, oh dude.
But you never imagine small children to do that. So I don't know. Like that was
No,
how
yeah.
could
So
you
that's
not?
that's what made it, I think, that much more. According to at least one progressive commentator, the takeaway from the viral video showing the two toddlers of different races hugging is not a heartwarming message about how affection can transcend cultural differences. So Jessica Valentini, I'm not sure, I should have fucking said her name. I'm glad I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I don't have to watch every quietly racist cousin share that two. Wait, what? I'm glad I'm not on Facebook anymore, so I don't have to watch every quietly racist cousin share that two babies hugging video.
So she's saying that she thinks her family is racist and is trying to cover it by putting out a heartwarming video on Facebook.
I guess so.
I mean, it's a stretch, but okay. You're not on Facebook, but somehow you still went viral.
Well,
Jessica, whatever your last name was.
She said it on Twitter. $100 says one of them posted it with "All babies matter."
Okay.
I don't.
Why are people like this? Why can there not be just a sprinkle of joy for a moment?
I don't know, because I think they look for stuff. They do, right?
It's got to be the worst life, right, that they live. It's got to be terrible. Like, that lady is only in pain. It's got to be.
She just needs some dick or whatever, cooch, if she goes that way. I'm not making judgments.
Or some water. Just drink a glass of water and you'll feel better.
I was told deep breaths when I, second time I tried to quit smoking, I went to see a hypnotist. And she said big, large breaths, when you get that inhale, you're triggering something to release serotonin. That's why people, when they take drags of cigarettes, they take usually like a big drag when they're like stressed out or under some sort of pressure. Wait,
you smoke cigarettes breath. Or
no, back in the day, not anymore.
Okay.
No,
dude, I miss smoking every single day that passes. Oh my God, I smoked for so long, and every time I pass someone smoking a cigarette, I contemplate being like, "Hey man, just let me have one."
Oh my goodness, never. I mean, dude. But at the same time, I still smoke weed, so there's that.
It's not the same.
It's
not the same.
No, you're right. It's not. But that oral fixation, if you will, of doing that moment is met. But for cigarettes, no, man, I smell people that I can't even stand that smell. My parents' house, they smoke in the fucking house, bro. Like, I go over their house and like, oh, come over. No, I don't want to come over because I want to smell your fucking cigarettes. I walk in, I walk out, and I'm like, I smell. Like, I don't want to smell like cigarettes. I don't mind it for people that smoke. Do your thing. Do you. But, one, they cost so much fucking money. Why are you spending that much on these things? There's cheaper alternatives. And two, it just smells.
Amazing. I agree.
The last one I got for you: a woman left with her mouth stuck open after laughing loudly on a train.
Is that one of those like jaw locked in place deal? Ugh.
Yeah. One woman in China appears to have had a laugh on a scale so powerful it dislocated her jaw.
Have you ever done that? Like yawned so like big that like it pulled like a muscle, like one of your muscles started straining in the side of your face?
I can feel that, but not enough where I dislocated my jaw.
No, definitely not that. How could you? How?
I don't know.
I gotta see. Is there a picture? Because I gotta see that. I gotta see this lady's face.
No, they blur out her face with the bandage wrap on it.
Of course.
That's crazy.
That lady probably just didn't drink enough milk. How? That's not possible.
I've been hit in football and never dislocated my jaw. I've been
hit in the face and not dislocated my jaw. Like, I don't.
Who opens their mouth that wide when you laugh?
That's why I say there must have been some kind of like she was missing a bone in there.
She was Asian, so I'm sure the husband definitely beat her ass. All right.
Well, I mean,
In
listen.
China. In China. I'm not talking about here. I'm talking about
Yeah, it definitely doesn't happen here. Wink.
But in China, those communists,
Yes.
you know how they get down.
Chinatown, Florida.
Shit. It's been fun, dude. Like I had a blast. I hope you do more shows. Get on the podcast at the round table and deal with the pressure.
Dude, you're gonna do great. I know it.
No, I'm probably gonna freak the fuck out. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Probably some shit that's way inappropriate, and I don't know. It happens. But tell everybody where they can find you.
They can find us anywhere they listen to podcasts, like Podcoin. If you just type in the Untrained Eye, and you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at Untrained iPod, UIEPOD.
Word. It's been fun, dude.
I think that's it. I had a lot of fun too.
Fuck yeah, we'll have to do this shit again. If you're down for MMA stuff, you can check me out on Throwing Smoke twice a month. The new episode will be out tomorrow, if not Friday, and you can catch any podcast live every Wednesday on YouTube, kicking that shit down. A whole month of guests, a month and a half of guests lined up. So it'll be an interesting as we start this phase, getting ready to the lounge podcast. I got new chairs coming. I got new lighting coming.
Looking good.
I have to change out wires. It's scary looking. I know they won't catch on fire, but if they were power cords, you're like, that shit's gonna catch on fire. But no, man, it's been a dope time, dude. I'm glad to be back in the community and meet new folks like yourself and the whole Civilized Creatures crowd. We're definitely going to do this again.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah. Cheers, people.